Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Today we're going to restore a Hot Wheels Custom AMX. Now the real car was made by the American Motors Corporation. This car definitely made a great hot rod for kids when you were young back in the late 60s, early 70s. And there's a special edition car of this Hot Wheels called the Edge Shaver Edition, which was released only in the United Kingdom. This car here was only made in the United States, and the interior was only available in white. This car here is going to be a lot of fun to restore, and I'm really looking forward to it. It took me a while to get my hands on one, but I finally did at a decent price. You just have to keep on shopping. Let's go ahead and get started. I've gone ahead and drilled out the post. And this car here is kind of in rough shape. Now, the hot pink color I'm not crazy about, but we're going to try and restore that to the original hot pink color. The base is in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of tarnish, so we'll have to dip that in the 50-50 mixture of lime away and water. The wheels will definitely have to be replaced. We got a little bit of detailing to do, but overall it's in good shape. Interior is in good shape. We just got to clean it up with a toothbrush and some soapy water. The windshield's in pretty good shape. We just have to sand it down and clean it and dip it in the gauzy. And here the body, like I said, there's a lot of paint missing. You can definitely tell there's some toning underneath with the spots on there. So we've got our work cut out for us here. I'm hoping that we can bring it back to that original shine and luster that the brand new cars would have. At least the hood's not broken. That's a good thing. Let's go ahead and get the body in the paint stripper. Here we're going to put it in the citrus strip and try and get rid of all that old nasty hot pink paint. I got the citrus strip here. We're going to use this stiff brush and we're going to spread it around. Even though I'm going to repaint it the same color, I still like to get rid of all the paint inside and outside the car. Now, time and time again, I say that I like using the citrus strip. Now, I have tried using the aircraft stripper. It's good stuff, especially if you find the stuff that is the pre-taking it off the shelves time frame, because they changed the chemical formula. But man, that stuff smells bad. Citrus strip isn't too bad, and it doesn't fill your house with the smell. Let's let it set for a while. After getting it out of the citrus strip, we scrubbed it down. We went ahead and sanded it down some to get a lot of that toning off there. We used Scotch-Brite pads, and then we buffed it up using some flits. Now we're going to put some light tack coats on to get to have the rest of the paint something to hold on to. Here I got this paint, the hot pink, from the Redline shop. I have to say though, like I said before, that the hot pink is not my favorite color. But sometimes it looks good, but I want to restore this car to the original condition. Just a little bit more of the tack coats here. Oh, little piece of dust. We'll get that off there. There we go. Got to be careful with that stuff. Then we're going to let it set for about 10 minutes to let that paint get tacky. Let's start putting down some heavier coats of paint here. You got to be careful with this hot pink because no matter what you do, it has a tendency to run. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell in order to be alerted to any future videos that come out. Just keep moving as you paint so you don't build up too much to where it will run. Now, like I said, this paint can look good if you do it right. It's starting to look really shiny though. Let's go ahead and move on, and we'll put some more heavier coats on. The more paint we put on, this is really starting to look nice. But as I've said in the past, using this paint, it tends to run. So you've got to be really careful with this paint. Nope, we don't want to paint the inside of the engine there. On certain cars, this paint can look really nice though. That's starting to look sweet. I've had situations where I've been using this paint in the past and it built up and then it started collecting at the very bottom of the doors and everything. So I went ahead and threw it right back in the paint stripper and did it all over again. And I did it once on this car. Okay, here we got the base. We need to do a wheel swap here. This car called for the cap wheels, 4 medium cap wheels, and that's what we're going to put on this bad boy. Go ahead and take your razor knife, run it over to the very edge there, that little lip. And then you push down with your razor blade, and once it goes in, then you give it a little bit of a twist, and that wheel will pop right off. Follow it over, push down, roll it back and forth a little bit. It's in, give it a little twist, pops right off. Very easy to do. And then you can put the new tire right on. Snaps right into place there. That's it. That's how easy it is to change those cap tires. I kind of wish that a lot of the other cars had the cap tires too, because these are so easy to change out and they look pretty darn sharp. Again, follow it over to the edge, that little lip. Roll it back and forth a little bit so the blade penetrates that crease. Once it's in, give it a twist. There you go. Trying to zoom in so you can see. Give it a twist. And it pops right off. Real easy to do. And we'll do that to the other ones also. Snaps right in place. That looks great. All right. Let's do the other ones and then we'll move on. There you go. We've cleaned up the windshield. Now we're going to go ahead and use the gauzy. I rotate the jar like this because if you shake it up, it will tend to form a lot of bubbles in the gauzy. And those bubbles can get onto your windshield when you dip it into the formula. So you want to move it slow like that. Now some of the bigger bubbles you'll be able to just pop with your finger like that. There you go. Get a pair of tweezers in your windshield. We've polished it up as best we could. Now we're going to try and take care of it the rest of the way with this gauzy. Dip it in the fluid. Let it drip off for a few moments as best you can. And then go ahead and touch it to some paper towel or whatever you have to wick away the excess fluid. There you go. And that will take away the excess fluid so you don't have a really big buildup on your windshield. Anything you can wick off is a good thing. You can see that drip running in the background there. So do the best you can to get off all the excess fluid without touching the windshield. Looking good. All right, then we get a cap here. We put that on there to keep the dust off. Now, what are we doing here? Saw a little bit more fluid on there. There we go. Then you put the cap on, set it off to the side, and let it sit for at least half a day. That'll let it get nice and dry. All right, we have all of our parts here. We got the body, which turned out fantastic. I was actually pretty pleased with this one. This was the second paint job, mind you, because the first one had some runs in it. The base looks fantastic. We detailed the tail light in the back, polished it all up. That looks good. Interior, we cleaned up with a toothbrush and some soapy water. That looks fantastic. And the windshield looks absolutely stunning with that gauzy that we put on there. Looks really, really nice. Let's go ahead and put it together and do our reveal. And this is what we started with. A Hot Wheels Custom AMX built in 1969. This car is over 50 years old. But I tell you what, it's in darn good shape for being 50 years old. The paint has got a lot of chips in it. The wheels need to be replaced. There's a lot of tarnish. There's some toning on the body. It needs a good overhaul. So we took it apart. We scrubbed it down. We sanded it. We buffed it. We painted it. We changed the wheels out. We did some detailing on it. And the car turned out fantastic. And this is what we came up with. It turned out excellent. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. This is something else. I'm very, very pleased with it. The paint turned out good. The brand new wheels from the Redline shop. Please, if you need aftermarket parts for your restoration project on your Hot Wheels, please go to the Redline shop at www.redlineshop.com. John will take care of you. He's got so many great parts and paints and decals and all kinds of things on his site, and he'll definitely take care of you. And I'll tell you, when he ships you that stuff, it's all packed up in all kinds of padding and everything. It comes to you. It's fantastic, and customer service is great. What a beautiful job here, folks. I'm really happy with this. Now, I have a Patreon page, and I'd like to thank Jim Silva. Please check out Jim's YouTube page. He does some decent, beautiful builds too. Stacy Wright, thank you so much for your generous donations. Daryl Begtel, we need to do a build off, sir. You're not going to be able to hide for very long. Thank you, Daryl Begtel, for your generosity. Richard over at Michio Woods Garage. Please check out his Facebook page. He sells all kinds of Hot Wheels and other cars. Very good price. His shipping is very fast. Please check him out. Aaron Murphy, my brother out there in California, who recently got married, and a beautiful bride she is. Be safe out there and stay healthy, my friend. William Robinson, Mr. K7, thank you so much for your generous donations, and he sends me cars all the time. Thank you so much. Mr. Jake Rademacher, thank you for your donations, sir. Very much appreciated. And new member, Mr. Sam Pascal, thank you so much. My name is Paul with Diecast Graveyard. I want to thank you for joining me here in my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We got a lot more videos coming up, and we're going to do what we can to keep knocking out videos during this national crisis. Thank you so much.